Welcome back, guys. I want to show you guys how to do a simple, easy Photoshop 101 red apple lady in red photo manipulation. Here goes. All right, first thing we want to do once we have Photoshop open is come over here to Finder, go to our desktop and go to our apple, red apple lady in red. And we want to grab this red apple and drag it straight down to the PS, which stands for Photoshop. Will automatically open up with the correct size and dimensions that we will be dealing with today. Next, we want to create a new layer by hitting the plus button in the bottom right corner. And go to our shape tool and create a circle. We want to, let's go full screen for you guys. All right, down here in the colors, we can type in a custom color here, 80, 80, 80, or we could simply just come over here and click and get something pretty close. Then we click OK, and we'll click and drag a circle. If it's not a perfect circle, hold down Shift and it will become a perfect circle. Then we can hit V on our keyboard, which is our move tool, and we can resize that to the perfect size that we want. Okay. After we're done, go ahead and hit Enter on your keyboard. Go up to Edit, down to Transform, over and down to Warp. That will bring up this waffle grid. We come up here and drag this down and do the same on the other side, and then pull up on the corners. And that's pretty good. Go ahead and hit Enter. And we're good to go. And then we click in the center and reposition it. We can use our arrow keys and bada boom, bada bing, we're good. Okay, then we click on our top layer here. Don't double click on the words because then it'll just allow it to rename it. So you have to click next to it or below it. And if we double click, that'll open up this new layer style window where we can click stroke. And you have to click stroke. You can't just check it, because if it's here and I click stroke, it doesn't change anything. So go ahead and click on the word stroke and then change your stroke size to 12. Let's take a look at that. Stroke size is pretty good. Actually, let's go up to a 14 and then we can change the color right about there. Cool. Go ahead and click OK. And there we have it. Actually, I lied. What we should have done in there is gone to an inner shadow, and we'll change the distance to 14, choke to a 14, and the size, let's go 57, and bring the opacity up to 75. So now we can see here in our inner stroke, if we were to get rid of it, that is what it's looking like. It's making our apple look more three-dimensional. Now what we need to do is bring in another photo. So we can come up here to our photo of the background of the empty room. So we just click that and drag it straight down and put it right up over the top. And then we can hold down Command-Alt-G. And what that does is that creates a layer, a clipping mask, excuse me, creates a clipping mask. Okay, make sure that you have auto select checked and show transform controls. And what we can do is resize this and bring this down just a little bit and bring it here. And then what we'll do is we'll go up to Edit, Transform, all the way down to the bottom, flip horizontal, and it will rotate over. And then we can just resize and move this around exactly where we want to go. Okay, perfect. All right, next we need to create the lid for the apple. What we do is scroll down on our layers here. Actually, we can resize this by click this and drag it up. So what I want to do is hold down Command and click on this layer of the background. Don't click on the words, click on the gray box to the left, and it will create these marching ants that go up and around. And then we click on our background layer, and if we hit Command J, what that'll do is that will duplicate just that selection of the background. And then what we can do is click it and drag it all the way, oops, excuse me, click it and drag it all the way up to our top layer and let go. And now it looks like there's nothing there. So we just click and drag that over to the right. We can then click and rotate this and move it over just a little bit more. Excellent. Looks good. Okay, we're ready for our lady in red. So let's go ahead and bring the lady in red in. If we click the lady in red and just drop it in, go ahead and hit enter. It will place it there. Go up and click your magic wand. If it's not there on the quick selection, make sure it goes to magic wand. And then we'll select everything around the lady in red. We'll select the background there, hold down shift, click underneath the arm, in there, the arm up there, and underneath their leg there. There's a little section. Oops. So you might have to zoom in by holding down Command plus if you want to get that selection right in there. And then Command 0 brings it back out, and go ahead and hit backspace. Oh no, it's not editable. No worries. All we have to do is come over here and right click on our top layer, go down and rasterize the layer. After we rasterize it, we can then hit delete on our keyboard and all of it disappears. Go ahead and hit Command D after that. That deselects it. Command minus will zoom out just a little bit, and then we can resize the image of our lady in red by clicking and dragging on the corner. And then we'll go ahead and make it just a little bit smaller. Those are some pretty big windows. And move that over right there. Perfect. Cool. What we want to do now is we want to create a cool, crispy feel to our background. What we want to do now is come down to our adjustment layer and go to color lookup. And we click that. We go to our top color lookup here and go down to crisp winter. That will create it over all of everything. But we don't want that over everything. We just want it over our image here. So what we're going to do is hold down Command Option and then push the letter G. And that will create it. It'll tie it just to this image right here. And then we're going to hit Command J, and that's going to duplicate it, and that's going to give it a wintry feel. We're going to do one more thing. Let's go ahead and change the lady in red. We're going to go to Hue Saturation, and we can change the lady in red to all kinds of different colors. So we can make her purple, for example. But you can see that it also changes the apple. And so again, we have our top layer selected, Command Option G. It creates a clipping mask just there to the lady in red. And you go ahead and make her whatever color you want. And leave it red, blue, orange, green. And that's it. So then we need to save it and export it. So go File, Export, go to Export As. In the top right corner, we'll see the format. Change it from a PNG to a JPEG if it's not already. Quality good. And then click Export. And then we'll go ahead and save it inside of our same folder that we already have on the desktop. Lady in red. Oh, red apple, lady in red. And then we'll click save.